the same rate that it's increasing now, whether it's 50 years from now or 100 years from now, we're going to reach some point in time. So the real question is, when we do reach that, how will we know?
Well, what if we're already there?
Yes.
But if it is a simulation,
yes,
how would we know?
10 doctors of science and turn them into questions.
So are we living in simulation?
Nature is
I
us.
find it hard to argue against that possibility.
Matter is unconscious.
Meaning, you look at our computing power today, and you say, I have the power to program a world. Well, imagine in the future where you have even more power than that. You could create characters that have, for example, free will, or their own perception of free will.
Nature is mechanical.
So this is a world, and I program in the laws that govern that world. That world will have its own laws of physics. Now you're a character in that world, and you think you're not free will. I want to invent a computer. Hey, I want to create a world in my computer.
Memories are stored as
And then that world creates a world in its computer. And then you have simulations all the way down. So now you lay out all these universes and throw a dart. Which of these universes is most likely to change? The original one that started it, or the countless simulations, daughter simulations that unfolded thereafter? You're going to hit one of the simulations. So statistically, based on that argument, which first appeared by a philosopher from Oxford named Nick Bostrom back in the 1990s, it's hard to argue against the possibility that all of them are not just the creation of some hidden, inherent basic programming of the world.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were able to wake up? How would you know the difference between the two?
What if you woke up one day and discovered that everything you've always taken for granted is not what it seems at all? What you thought was reality is actually a simulation. A very complex, sophisticated illusion that you live inside of. Even solid matter itself is no more real than, say, a rock that you would pick up in a dream. And not only are you living in a simulation, but it's being generated by a system that you can contact with your mind and actually change the simulation itself. In effect, hacking the universe. What would you do to change the world? Well, recent scientific discoveries are strongly suggesting that this is the case, that we live inside a simulation, and that we, as observers, have a demonstrable power over it. We are actually participating in the creation of the reality that we live in.
So the idea is, right, any sufficient enhancement that you could create a simulation that's like our existence, and the sort of theory follows that maybe we're in a simulation.
I mean, like the strongest argument for us being in a simulation, probably being a simulation, that 40 years ago we had Pong, like two rectangles and a dot. That was what games were. Now, 40 years later, we have photorealistic 3D simulations with millions of people playing simultaneously, and it's getting better every year. And soon we'll have both, virtual reality, any rate of improvement at all, then the games will become indistinguishable from instinctual. Even if that rate of advancement drops by 1,000 from what it is right now. Then you just say, okay, well, let's imagine it's a sorts of 10,000 years, which is nothing in revolutionary scale. So given that we're clearly on a trajectory to have games that are indistinguishable from reality, and those games could be played on any set-top box or PC or whatever, and there would probably be billions of such computers and set-top boxes. it would seem to follow that the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in a billion.
So the assumption then is that somebody beat us here, and this is a game.
Welcome aboard the Just High Now Ship, Captain Naga. During my psychedelic experience, I was woken up. Even a little bit before that, we had little hints and clues, like TV shows. Is this real? I've learned that most likely we are in a simulation. Definitely during my psychedelic experience. I just had to say it. Some people can say, oh, it just can be good. Things are blasting off in your brain. But what I experience doesn't fit that model. Doesn't fit that model. And with all the science that's going on now, string theory, parallel universes, our intellect, our frontal cortex that's finally catching up to what I believe we know the ancient theory all along. That the world was created and that our consciousness uploaded. And that in turn, these feel this is like a robot. This is a robot body. But it's also still a temple. Just try and keep that always in mind. But hey, it's a video game. And what we are here doing is, I remember, I'm not gonna say definite facts of what we are here doing in this video, but during my psychedelic experience, it felt as though I was a character in awesome. Like I was right. This. Oh, what's that? Wow, look at that over there. Very interesting. Like everything was brand new. Like when you try to place the body for the first time, you're like, wow, look at the sun. Oh wow, we put so much detail into this grass. Like you spend so much time in GTA 5 just riding around looking at the scenery. Like, wow, we put a lot of detail in it. That's exactly how I felt. I looked around, everything was brand new. As if, and not even brand new. It just had a light to it. And it brought an attention, begged for my attention. And I just gave it to it. I was all in. Wow, this is who I am. And I saw that the way, I felt as though the way I was dressed, stuff, and I was able to choose whatever I wanted. And you ever like in the game, you ever play World of Warcraft, or if you play GTA Online, you're able to build up your character. You ever say, I want this haircut, this is the personality traits I want to have, this is, and then when you go out, act out in those personality traits in the video game, answer certain questions, you choose which one to do here and there, certain pathways laid out. But still, as a GTA, I love this example, it's still an open world, and you can choose to do additions or not. You can choose to just stand there in one spot, and supposedly there's a way. It's just a simulation, so you're content with it. And you see everything going on around, and you're like, wow, art. And that was the attitude I got. And not only that this is a simulation, but that I'm a part of the simulation. And my thoughts have an impact on the simulation. When I found that I was creating a simulation, or my part in the simulation was not doing good for me, I was like, hey, I don't want to do it that way anymore. And just like in the video game, you learn the cheat codes. I had some cheat codes, but the cheat codes was always there. Just had to dig a little deep to find them. Had to find that strategy guide, had to go online, dig into the brain, to the subconscious memory, and you have to go into that subconscious and bring out the formulas that you can now, that I'm now able to use to shape my life with the confidence that I want it to be shaped in. And wherever that goes from there, wherever it takes me. But hey, this world is alive and it's programmed that way. It's programmed in ways that cannot even be put into full words and sentences. Because those words and sentences are part of the program. That's like saying, describe a knife. And the knife you're trying to describe itself to another knife. You're like, well, you know. Or a person, or I say, I'm a person. And you can say that to different people and it means different things. But hey, I'm a person. Just talk. Just talk. And I believe that there are editors and that there are things going on and they're writing scripts for this world. But they're part of that picture. We just don't know it because we believe that this simulation is so real. We're so caught up in it. We're so caught up in it that when we feel despair, it's all we know. It's all we think about. It's all we live. And the psychedelic experience brought me back. It said, and I was brought out of it. And I was able to look back and say, wow. This is what I'm doing. This is not real. But it is real, but not real. It's what I'm doing for the moment. And that's why all your moments matter. Just talk. All your moments matter because that's all you are while you are here. Just talk. Just breathe. Amazing, right? But it's not a bad thing that we're in a simulation. It's just a moment thing. And moments sometimes ain't gonna be in your favor, supposedly, or the way it looks. But in the bigger picture, you created it, it's all in your favor. Everything is always in your favor. And that there's nothing to ever be afraid of. Hey, it's a lot to say about the simulation theory that's going on, or what I say, the simulation that we're living in. We just can't comprehend it yet fully, but we feel it inside. And whatever my gut tells me, whatever's in my heart, I know it's true. Whatever my mind tells me, that's just what I'm talking. But my heart knows. I know that this is not it. And I know there's so much more. There's so much more. Right now, that heaven to earth that you're always here. Do your thing. With that, hey, that's all I got.
Today we're going to be talking about the theory we all might just be a simulation. I know, it's fucking crazy, but stay with me. I have talked about this theory to people in my life who do not care about conspiracies, they don't believe anything, and then when I explain it to them, they literally all
I want to start by re-emphasizing the point that what are called the religions of the East, the ones we're discussing, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Chinese Taoism, are not what we in the West understand as religions. They don't involve that you believe in anything specific. They don't involve any idea of obedience to commandments from above. And they don't involve any conformity to a specific ritual, although they do have rituals, but their rituals vary from country to country and from time to time. Their objective is always not ideas, not doctrines, but a method for the transformation of consciousness. That is to say, for a transformation of your sensation of who you are. And I emphasize the word sensation because it's the strongest word we have for feeling directly. When you put your hand on the corner of a table, you have a very definite feeling. And when you are aware of existence, you also have a definite feeling. But in the view of these methods or disciplines, the ordinary person's definite feeling of the way he exists and who he is a hallucination. To feel yourself as a separate ego, a source of action and awareness that is entirely separate and independent from the rest of the world, somehow locked up inside a bag of skin, is seen as a hallucination. That you are not a stranger in the earth, that comes into this world either as a result of a natural fluke or being a sort of spirit that comes from somewhere else altogether. But that you, in your fundamental existence, you are the total energy that constitutes this universe. Playing that it's you. Playing that it's this particular organism. And even playing that it's this particular person. Because the fundamental game of the world is a game of hide and seek. That is to say that the colossal reality, the energy that is everything, that is a unitary energy, that is one, plays at being many, at manifesting itself in all these particulars that we call you and 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 this and that and all around us. And it's fundamentally a game.
Have you ever had a dream, Neil, that you were so sure was real? What if we were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference?
So in that Isaac Asimov Association debate, very interesting debate, you said in that debate you think it was 1% possibility. You have people like Nick Bostrom.
Or Elon Musk.
Well, even Elon Musk, that's right.
But you see, they're not physicists.
That's true.
I'm a physicist.
That's true, and Nick Bostrom's more of a theoretical.
No,
he's a
Nick
philosopher.
Bostrom's actually a philosopher.
That's right, yeah.
So,
But do you
the
agree
reason
with-
I said 1% is because I can't say 100%.
Yeah.
That would be a violation of what science is.
Right.
In science, you never have absolute certainty.
Right.
And so my comment was at the program was I think there's a less than 1% chance that
I tend to agree with you.
There have been various models about how the cosmos is structured over the centuries, and at one point people talked about the clockwork universe that we lived in, and now the computer is often the metaphor for how the universe is structured. And Jim, I know you've done some work on this whole idea of maybe we should take that idea more seriously.
Leading a group of both mathematicians and physicists about 10 years ago, we found an extraordinary result in some of the equations that are part of string theory. As I said, what I really do is I work in a subject called supersymmetry. Symmetry is got more symmetry than you probably should want to ever see. In this kind of mathematical context of such equations, we have discovered that there are mathematical structures that are indistinguishable from error correcting code, as does occur in digital information establishing reliable digital information transmission. And because of this, many people have concluded that the work that all these teams completed means that the universe in which we live must resemble the science fiction movie The Matrix, where we're all some kind of simulation of some program running, and that's exciting for a lot of people. And then there, of course, you have Bostrom, Nick Bostrom, a philosopher, who is really, at this point, front and center for the public and for.
He says the computers will take over.
Yeah. It basically says that we're all just simulations.
The world might be
a lot stranger than and if you stand back, it might not be that impossible that it's true, whatever it might be something that would sound very strange to us if we suddenly discover it. So the mere fact that some hypothesis seems strange, or odd, or even funny, is not necessarily a reason to dismiss it. So then you have to zoom in and actually look at the reasons for this. And the simulation argument, which I presented, it doesn't actually show, or try to show, that we are in a simulation. It tries to show that one of three possibilities is true. It doesn't tell us which one, only that at least one of them is true. And so those three possibilities are, one, that almost all human-level civilizations go extinct before becoming technologically mature. Technologically mature means
very advanced.
Yeah, having developed all those technologies we can already see are physically possible. We just can't build it yet, but we can see that it's possible in principle. So that's the first possibility. There is a very strong filter so that almost nobody makes it through. The second possibility is that among all technologically mature civilizations, almost none of them is interested in creating what I call ancestor simulation. An ancestor simulation would be a very detailed computer simulation of people like their historical predecessors. A computer simulation so detailed that the simulated people would become people simulated in the simulation would actually have experience. Actually, all the mature civilizations, they're just not interested in. They have other better things to do with all their research. They have powerful computers and all of that, but running simulations of their historical predecessors is just not anything that any of them is doing. The third possibility, which is what we're referring to, is the simulation hypothesis. Hypothesis that we are literally living in a computer simulation. That the whole world that we see around us is not just in a metaphorical sense, but in a absolutely literal sense. Existing only in the computer built by someone else. So that's what the argument tries to show, that at least one of those two is true.
So let's go over it again. Number one is that civilizations become extinct before they become the super technology society.
Almost all of them, not just all of them.
Almost 100%. Secondly, that if a couple make it through the first, for some reason they have no interest.
And again, it has to be practically all of them lose interest completely.
And the third, if you don't accept those two, you're left with the third, and that is we're in. Almost certainly.
And so the full argument uses some probability theory and stuff like that. But the basic idea behind that can be easily so assume that the first possibility is not true. So assume that of all human-level civilizations in the world, some, non-negligible fraction become technologically mature. And the argument makes no assumption whether this will happen in 50 years, or something like that, or whether it will take 500,000 years.
500 million.
500 million years. So then, if we assume that is false, then there will be eventually some civilizations that are mature. And also assume that the second possibility, so at least some of these mature civilizations use some fraction of their computing to creating to run ancestor simulation. Then you can show that because the technological capabilities that such a mature civilization have would be so extreme, they would be able, even by devoting a tiny fraction of their computers to this, they could create astronomical numbers of these ancestor simulations. So
it wouldn't be that hard for them?
No, you can roughly estimate how much computing power it would take to run one, say, simulation of human history. And you can also roughly calculate a lower bound on how much computing power technologically mature civilization would have. We already have some engineering designs, you can turn planets into computers. They might have many planets, and they might have other unknown technologies that we haven't even guessed at. Even just using what we already know is physically possible. We could show that even if they just used, say, a thousandth of their computing power for just 1 second, they can still run astronomical numbers of these simulations of human beings. Which means that if you reject the first two possibilities, you have to conclude that there will be many more simulated people like us than non-simulated people like us. In other words, almost all people with our kind of experiences would be living in these simulations rather than the original history, because they would create so many of them. Now, if that's the way the world is, that almost all people like you having this kind of visual experience of talking to me and are simulated, then by a principle of indifference that you can argue independently for, you should think you're probably one of the simulated ones.
What's up, y'all? True life stories.
Serve as a garden for
I
another
got y'all again with
civilization.
another DMT trip that was fucking wow. So I hit it again, and I just held it, and as I held it, everything started fucking going crazy. It like started changing, everything started changing. So I just like kicked back, just holding it, looking at the sky. And like the sky started to digitize like Minecraft or something. It was like weird. It started doing like Minecraft and like little squares, like you know what I mean, like that. And then it just said floosh. It was like, but at first it was like, you know, when it started to kick in, it went poof, poof, and when it did that, like everything got hella bright. It was like hella crazy. Everything just got hella bright and shit. The clouds, they started changing and shit. And then it went poof again, and then it just was like different patterns and colors, and it was like,
That's absurd.
it was like people or something. It was weird though, because it was like weird. It was like people, but they was like in purples and blues and stuff like that. And you know, I could barely kind of make them out. It was like so many different shapes and stuff. And like it started to get kind of weird. So I said, I'm gonna close my eyes. And I closed my eyes. And when I closed my eyes, here come the hieroglyphs. Going all which types of ways. And making like little snakes and different colors and designs and stuff. And I'm just like looking at it, and it was getting scary. Like it'll get scary, but like I said, I'm not scared no more because I just did it enough times to like not be scared. So as it was changing and stuff, like I started to see it's like when you at school and you start daydreaming, right? Like you be taking a test and you daydream and the numbers kind of get blurred and you might see a little tiny spot on the paper and you'll just be like looking at that spot, just like homing in on that spot because you're thinking about something else that has nothing to do with the test. It was like that. It was like I seen so many of the hieroglyphs, like I was there forever. It seemed like for hours just looking at it. So I just like kind of dazed off. And as I dazed off, I could see the silhouette, like it was like a dome. Right, I'm looking, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like looking up, I'm like, it's a dome. But then you could see like the metal part going down like that, and then you could see another metal piece coming across like that, and it seemed like it was like kind of netted, like it was like kind of like a net or something. And I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, what the fuck am I seeing? And like as I look closer, I can see through it in certain spots. So I'm like looking through it, and I see the silhouette of this dude. He like standing over, he's doing like this, like he like drilling into my forehead, and like I can feel like a little bird here, like as he's going like this. And then as he's doing that, it's like a female, she come by and she do like this and she look, and then I can tell it's a female because I can see the breast and stuff like that, and then she take off. And then it was like, bam, then another dude came a little bit later and he looked. And then he take off. So dude finished drilling, and then when he stopped, he takes off. Okay, as I'm looking through this dome, it like I could see that the patterns that it's showing me, it's like a fucking curved TV that comes like from like all like out this side of my visual, out this side of my visual. It goes all the way around like this, and all the hieroglyphs that I'm seeing is like that curved TV. And it's like when I look a little bit beyond that curved TV, I can see them doing what they're doing. And it was crazy because dude, he finished drilling. And he got up and he walked away. It seemed like as I'm trying to look through this shit and like figure out what the fuck it was. It's like I'm laying down. It feel like I'm laying down and I'm looking up at like a simulation. Like that's what the fucking hieroglyphs was. They were like all these patterns and shit was like a TV simulation that was throwing me off of what was going in there. It's like I came into a simulation being in here and I'm laying in this thing and I'm looking. When dude got finished, somebody else came and they like look. And they looking and then they like start dancing. And then they went on. And then it was like every couple of moments somebody come and they'll look. And then they'll go on. Like two of them though, they did like they was dancing or something and they kept going on, but I could see their silhouettes, but I couldn't see like who they were. I couldn't see no faces or I couldn't see none of that. This was fucking, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy because me seeing the cross, I understand why the cross is so valuable. Because when you're laying back in the simulation, you're looking up at the simulation, you go in, you see the cross, or the moon, or whatever they want to fucking call it, but that, it was like a cross, it was shaped, just like the way the cross was, that's how it looked to me. It was fucking trippy, man. That was a trip, but it seemed like this one dude drilling on my head, and they walking by, looking at me doing his thing, and it was like, oh, dude, that's crazy, man. It make you think about all this. It make you think about it like, as if, but there's a lot of people come into a simulation and then it make me think about dimensions, right? Because if this is like all one big computer, actually, that we're in, then yes, you can probably go to other dimensions to where it's different types of beings. And all these beings and stuff in these different dimensions are all part of the same simulation of the same computer. And what I see on there was true. That shattered any belief system that's ever was created right now in this reality. That fucking shatters it. That means that the gods and all this stuff is like beyond some bullshit. It's some shit that's just created in this reality to keep you binded to what's going on because this is a simulation and we're here for the human experience. So, think about that.
Back alley.
And I hope that's not what it is. I'm hoping that's not what it is. You know what I mean? When we talk about the creator and we talk about these different things, man, this sounds like something that's programmed with us. It's something that's programmed for us to believe. And then, yeah, what's name had that vision? Yeah, he probably did see a cross. Because when you're about to damn near wake up about this motherfucking matrix, you see a cross. That's what you see. That's why the cross is so big in symbolism and it's been here for so long. The cross is what you see when you're waking up. I don't know, but I'm saying I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but that's the way I'm looking at it. So man, I'm telling y'all, that was beyond my wildest dreams right there. I thought I was gonna see aliens and beings, but I seen something that brought me to a further understanding to then all of that to me. But I don't know if I'm going crazy. Just tell me, man. That's true life story. Just tell me. I can accept it. You know what I mean? But what I seen was that was the wildest thing.